Coming up next, the search for the body and accused killer Tom Capano's attempt to get home for the holidays.
Investigators reveal what happened on TWA Flight 800 just minutes before its horrific crash.
The cause helps kick off Temple's grand opening of the Apollo.
And later, a report you need to see before deciding to lease or buy your next car. The Fox 10 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rich Noonan.
And I'm Jill Chernikoff. The search for Anne Marie Fahey's body could resume off the coast of New Jersey. And that's first on Fox tonight. The grand jury in the Anne Marie Fahey case met again today. But still, no indictment against accused murderer Thomas Capano. Investigators are considering a difficult search of the ocean floor in hopes of finding Fahey's remains or some other important evidence. Meantime, the defense might try to get bail for Capano. Dave Schratweiser reports.
It's a big ocean, and searching for Anne Marie Fahey's body in 200 feet of water may seem like an impossible task. But sources say investigators are now seriously contemplating a search of the ocean floor for Fahey's remains and the anchor that investigators believe was tied to it.
If they go out and search and find nothing, then that has an implication. If they go out and search and find something, that has an implication. If they go out and find something they're not sure what it is, that has an implication.
Word of a possible search didn't seem to bother Tom Capano's defense attorney as he left court today. Sources say investigators have now asked Capano's brother Jerry to pinpoint exactly where Tom Capano allegedly dumped Fahey's body after her murder 18 months ago. Jerry Capano has told authorities that he and Tom loaded a cooler containing Fahey's body onto this boat, drove the boat 50 to 70 miles out to sea, and dumped the cooler, then the body with an anchor attached to it. The cooler has been recovered. The body and the anchor have not.
I think it's very far-fetched.
Mike Guckin is a dive expert. He believes a wintertime search, while certainly possible with today's technology, would be tough, not to mention expensive. Chances for success, Guckin says, are minimal.
It's almost ludicrous to attempt it. What we have to gain is to return the body to the family, which would be nice. The amount of evidence that would be gained by the skeletal remains, other than the fact that the anchor would hopefully still be attached, is pretty marginal. Their case should be stronger than that.
Once again, a state grand jury meeting here in Wilmington failed today to indict Capano in the Fahey case. That grand jury is expected to meet again in 2 weeks, when an indictment is expected.
Charlie Oberle's the brains, I'm the brawn. That's something that he would be figuring out.
Hurley would not confirm reports that he and co-counsel Charlie Oberle may file a bail request this week, even without an indictment. Capano has been sitting in jail since his arrest last month. Legal experts believe prosecutors are in no hurry to indict Capano, since that will likely be followed by an attempt to bail Capano out. Capano, meanwhile, sits in isolation and waits.
I would like to see the process move along so long as careful consideration is given to the charging decision, and that's what I hope is happening.
In Wilmington, Dave Schratweiser, Fox News.
A U.S. Supreme Court justice ruled against sex offenders today when he removed the roadblocks to Megan's Law. Justice David Souter's ruling means that prosecutors can begin notifying communities that a sex offender has moved in. Camden County Prosecutor Lee Solomon says his office has been working on the computer programs needed to handle the notification process. Maureen Kanka, whose 7-year-old daughter Megan was murdered by a twice-convicted sex offender, says the court's decision is long overdue. It was a tragic accident. That's what prosecutors are saying about the drowning death of an 8-month-old baby boy in Camden. Sterling Sloan died Saturday when his brother, who's 2 years and 10 months old, tried to give him a bath in scalding water. It happened in this home on the 600 block of North Front Street in Camden. While the boy's mother was asleep, the children's grandmother says the toddler meant no harm when he put his baby brother in the bathtub.
My grandson, my oldest one, he was big for his age. He was only 2, but he was smart, and he tried to help us all the time. If it wasn't throwing baby Pampers away, you know, or any little thing he could do, he tried to help us. So he thought he was doing his mom a favor, I guess, and giving his brother a bath.
Camden County Prosecutor Lee Solomon says no charges will be filed against the 21-year-old mother, Christine Glasgow. She was asleep because she had worked all night.
Investigators still don't know what caused an early morning fire in Norristown that left 3 people dead. The 10-year-old twin sister of one of the victims remains in serious condition tonight. Steve Keeley reports smoke detectors this time didn't make a difference.
I woke up and the fire was there.
Wanda Campbell got out of the apartment building alive. 2 adults and a 10-year-old in the apartment above her were not so lucky.
I heard glass breaking, and I jumped up, opened my door. There was smoke, and then I dialed 911.
The fire was just everywhere. It was huge.
This apartment is right on Main Street, not hard to find. Firefighters responded within minutes, but they were too late.
We found that the building actually had some paneling that was inside the second floor, running to the third floor. Anytime you have that situation when you have the paneling, it really goes real quick. It spread to the rest of the building.
Investigators say the fire started on a couch on the second floor, the floor all 3 victims were found. When firefighters arrived, they heard several smoke detectors going off throughout the building, making the deaths that much harder to understand.
When children are involved, that you really have to look at the well-being of the firefighters.
It's just Christmas time. It's a shame.
With children being involved and this being the holiday season, the scene here was especially devastating on both the firemen and the neighborhood, especially at one moment when a firefighter took his axe and smashed through a window here, a window that had read, "Merry Christmas." In Norristown, Steve Keeley, Fox News.
The flight recordings from the Flight 800 disaster were released today, and they might lead to more questions than answers as to what brought down the 747. Today's hearings aimed at answering some of those questions open in Baltimore. Eric Shawn reports.
The hearing started with an uninvited protester shouting it was a missile. But his was the lone voice for that derided scenario as the National Transportation Safety Board somberly gathered to dissect the fate of TWA Flight 800 and prevent a repeat. Investigators believe overheated fuel vapors in the center fuel tank like this one ignited and blew the plane apart. They have been leaning toward old splitting wires as a cause of the spark.
In the final analysis, had the vapors in TWA Flight 800's fuel tank not been explosive, this accident would not have occurred no matter what the ignition source.
Family members were advised to leave for this graphic and disturbing video. It recreated the flight's final fatal minutes. It revealed 90 seconds of horror as the front of the plane broke off, exposing the passengers to deadly 500-mile-per-hour winds. As the front spiraled to the sea, the plane continued to climb 3,000 feet before rolling on its side and heading straight down toward the water. There was an agonizing real-time wait before the plane finally erupted in a fireball.
The possibility that a missile with a live warhead impacting that aircraft is conclusive evidence that it did not occur.
The flight had been uneventful. The cockpit voice recorder showed the pilot asked his co-pilot, "Ollie, huh? Climb thrust, climb to 15,000, power set," were the last words. Joe Lichner lost his wife and 2 children.
I believe that they in their hearts know what the cause of this crash is, but they want to undeniably be able to say that which component caused the spark.
The victims' families are demanding that older 747s be grounded. A lot of airlines fly them, among them TWA, United, Virgin Air, British Airways, and Tower. The NTSB is confident, though, that safety measures already enacted will prevent another mid-air explosion. But as one federal official admitted to me, that is not a 100% guarantee. In Baltimore, Eric Shawn, Fox News.
In Center City today, the attorney representing the estate of the late Sam Rapaort was on the hot seat. He promised that scores of code violations at Rapaort properties will be corrected, and soon. The October sign collapse that killed Philadelphia Judge Beryl Caesar led the city to inspect dozens of Rapaort properties. 219 violations were found, prompting the city to file suit. Rapaort attorneys disagreed with that number at a meeting today. They said many of the repairs have already been made. Attorneys for the city and the Rapaort estate will meet again Wednesday to compare lists.
Door-to-door fundraisers could soon be a thing of the past in New Jersey. Public hearings started today in Cherry Hill on a bill that would stop public schools and organizations from holding door-to-door sales. The bill was introduced by Assemblyman John Rocco in response to the slaying of 11-year-old Eddie Werner in Jackson Township. The boy was strangled and sexually assaulted in September while selling door-to-door for the PTA. Protesters held a candlelight vigil tonight in Newtown Township. They're trying to put a stop to deer hunts at Tyler State Park. The protesters say the hunts are unsafe because the park is near a housing development and children play in the area. This year's hunt kicks off tomorrow morning. About 125 hunters are expected to participate. Park officials say there are about 119 deer in that park. Well, some changes in the weather headed our way.
That's right. A cold, damp week ahead. Here's Frank with first weather.
Rich and Jill, the damp part is going to be in here by tomorrow afternoon. We can clearly see that. If we take a look at U.S. Doppler radar, you can see the storm system coming at us from the southwest. Looks like a little snow, ice, and rain in that system. By the time it gets to Philly, it should be all liquid. That's the good news. Let's take a look at the numbers today. We actually got above normal, had a high of 47, a low down to 36 with no measurable precipitation yet. Your wake-up forecast, mostly cloudy, temperature right around 30. Not all of us will escape the ice and snow. I'll let you know who can see a little bit of winter tomorrow, coming up a little bit later. Jill and Rich.
All right, Frank. Up next, the Owls get a new home with tonight's opening of the Apollo.
The Billboard Music Awards open with plenty of spice. We'll have a live report from Las Vegas.
Steven Spielberg has to fight for his right to release his new movie on time.
A woman on death row in Texas loses a crucial chance to avoid execution.
And later, we'll tell you about the pitfalls of leasing your next car. Details in our Consumer Report when we come right back.
When a big city boy meets a small town girl, how will she explain him to her family?
Can I call you Dad?
Now the countryside gets a taste of the wild side.
Let it fly.
Pauly Shore and Tiffany Amber Thiessen star in the dysfunctional comedy Son-in-Law.
Tuesday at 8 on Fox Philadelphia.
Honey, I'm going to Staples to pick up a few gifts. Be back soon.
Attention shoppers, looking for the perfect gift? Well, check out aisle 3 for great prices on Sharp mobile organizers. And save on Panasonic phones. No, not you! You, yes. And I, or any husband, would love one of those nice global chairs. I need a leather one. Get a leather chair!
For great gift ideas and over 7,000 items at guaranteed low prices at Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Oh, boy. Honey, look. They're showing that Boston Market commercial again.
The one for the double marinated chicken?
Yeah, look how plump and moist it is.
Oh, they're doing the dip.
Oh, we love the dip.
Oh, I love the macaroni and cheese.
I have got to get me some of that.
Wait, here's the announcer.
Come into Boston Market right now and get a chicken individual meal starting at just $4.49. And remember to place your holiday order today. The food's always better at the market. Boston Market.
Now I'm hungry.
Everything for every lifestyle, no matter what style life yours is. The Plaza, the Court at King of Prussia.
Aluminum cans chill down faster than any other beverage container. So while these were put in just a short time ago, they're probably already cold. That's cold. Very cold. Cold. Oh! Of course, the real test is washing things down. Good wash down factor. The message is clear. Next time, buy cans.
The 10 o'clock news is brought to you in part by Pico Energy.
Hi, I represent your out-of-state energy company. And if you sign up today, I'll give all the kids in Pennsylvania free pony rides. I'll even throw in the Brooklyn Bridge. Wouldn't that look nice over the Delaware? In fact, we'll even install traffic lights along that Skykill Expressway free. Remember, this isn't about money, it's about trust.
Truth is, one electric competition plan was designed by Pennsylvanians for the good of Pennsylvanians.
Live from historic Old City, Philadelphia. You're watching the Fox 10 o'clock news.
A police chase ended in a multi-vehicle accident tonight in Bensalem Township. Police were chasing suspects accused of using stolen credit cards at the Strawbridges at the Oxford Valley Mall. One woman is in custody and 2 men are still on the loose. Police say the driver drove up an exit ramp on Woodhaven Road near I-95 and slammed into 3 oncoming cars. None of the injuries is life-threatening. The long-anticipated Apollo complex is officially open for business at Temple University. The $107 million facility is expected to draw more students to Temple and help revitalize nearby neighborhoods. Karen Thomas was at the preview party.
A big night for Temple students, staff, and alumni. The Apollo of Temple is completed and will soon host basketball games, concerts, and classes. At a reception, famous Temple alumnus Bill Cosby spoke proudly about the new addition.
The students that want to come here, I think this is a wonderful draw for them as well, because I don't care what you say, Princeton, Duke, they all want to have great basketball teams because the alumni brightens up. They show up and their checkbooks open up.
Administrators hope the 5-building complex will make Temple more appealing to college shopping students.
I have survivors.